Question number 46 of the ID Passport exam from PhilNITS. We are now in the management side of the exam, the management portion of the exam. And in this question, we are being asked, which of the following is an appropriate item to be described in the system migration plan? We are moving from an existing system to a new system, and a plan has been created for that migration. So we need to know which item among the choices describes the system migration plan. Okay, in this case, I think I was able to choose the correct answer, which was letter B. But I do remember again this question, and I think I chose the incorrect answer, which was letter A instead of letter B. Although I think I was choosing also between this one, A or B at the time. The rest of the choices, the work history of project managers, project members, I think we don't really need to do that anymore with our system migration plan. It's something that I think in other plans they would be included, especially if you're just choosing your members. But since we already have like a system in place, then it's likely the project members are already working in the company, and so this one might not be so important in this case for this plan. And also letter C, evaluation criteria for the quality of the deliverables. I think this one too is something that is done whether you're doing a migration or whatever system related plan. So it's not specific to migration. Okay, so um, a while ago I was choosing whether it was A or B too, just like about half a year ago, but I ended up choosing letter B. Because I think for letter A, we're talking about selecting the system, but in fact, it looks like we've already selected a new system. And it's clear that we are migrating from an existing one to a new one. So I think this one is not necessary anymore. So we end up with letter B, where our schedule for having both systems, the old and the new one, um, going and operating in parallel. I think we need to have some kind of plan for that. And actually, there's something that we are um, implementing, we are doing too. And we say migration, but it's more of like a backup in our case, backup plan, where we have a new system, a new operating system, where we're installing the current software that we're using, but at the same time we still have the old system running, and we are only doing the backup just in case the older one encounters some problem, which often also kind of like a regular type of thing happens, where the hard disk fails. When I say fail, it doesn't load anymore. If you turn on the computer, it doesn't want to boot up anymore, or the files get messed up because the hard disk is failing. And usually you'll find those in older computers because we use recycled computers, but computers that have been used by a previous company and we're buying the older ones. And after about 5 years of buying the older one, you find that the machine can't turn on anymore. But before that, we'll encounter some kind of problem with the hard disk, where um, maybe because of an electrical blackout, a problem with electricity, it shuts down and destroys corrupts the files. And so there's a way to fix that, but later on we find that the hard disk can't really can't really organize itself as well anymore, and we need to replace the hard disk and later on the computer itself. So these things actually I think occur quite often. I say quite often because I seem to encounter them quite a lot, um, especially about after about 4 or 5 years of using the second-hand computers. So what we've done is we've been doing a lot of the backup systems creating systems that can run in parallel, more or less, with the current. In this case, the word or the terminology is the old system. So, mm, doing migration, doing backups, I think is part of system administrating, system management, and in this case, this part of exam about management, I think we got to have some kind of schedule for such things as well.